Got ourselves John FB versus Strat Game. Skaven and Greenskins. Interesting matchup. One that, I don't know, I have some stuff with Greenskins that sometimes works, but overall it can feel quite tough for them. On the side of the Greenskins, we have Wurzag on foot with Brainburster, Fists of Gork, Gaze of Mork, and here we go. That is a lot of spells for Wurzag. What the heck? 4 Stone Trolls, 4 Squig Herds, 5 Goblins, 2 Savage Orcs, and then some Forest Goblin Spider Riders and Night Goblin Squig Hoppers in the flanks. Plus, we had 2 Goblin Big Bosses over here. They're there. One with Sneaky Stab and one without. And they're both on Wolves? Yeah, they're both on their Wolves. For this Skaven, we have a box. Clan Rats with Spears all around. Clan Rats on the front line too. Blightscab's Plague Pack to provide ITP for everybody. And then 2 Warp Grinders, a Warlock Engineer with Flensing Ruin and Warp Lightning, a basic Warlord on his Brood Horror for some nice regen and AoE buffs, and then 2 Skaven Slave Slingers, the Avalanche Mortars, and Iket's Zap Zap. Alright. Avalanche Mortars have been firing at something. Not super sure what, because I'm not seeing a ton of damage just yet. There we go. Nuking down a Goblin or 2. Slingers will soon be in range, but the Stone Trolls are well equipped for that. They have armor and missile resist and regen. They'll be completely fine. Warlord's actually running out to meet them, though. That could be a little rough for our friends. And they do get Seismic snared by the Warp Grinders, locking them in place, trying to stop their charge. They still mostly hit the Clan Rats. Squigs get in here not being majority in the snare. I guess they just get through it. Here comes the damage Warp Quake. Slingers firing in, Avalanche Mortars still trying to get rid of some other stuff, though the Avalanche Mortars aren't targeting the Savage Orcs, which are better than the Goblins. And without basic globes, the Stone Trolls could be hard to clear out, though this one is going to get terrorized by the Warlord, but there's other ones, right? Spider Riders joining in after the Drukid Swig Hoppers tried to stop Iked Zap Zap from firing. I imagine Iked Zap Zap, is really punishing Wurzag. He's not able to cast any of his spells and buff up his army. Even on foot, Iked Zap Zap is hitting him pretty good. Rat Ogres are clustering in the area to try and stop Drukid Squig Hoppers. And Iked Zap Zap is almost breaking. Here come more Stone Trolls, and the Goblin Big Boss, one of them dove onto the Avalanche Mortars and just stopped it from firing anymore. And there go the Stone Trolls trying to finish him off. Big Here We Go is popped on the Stone Trolls and the Savage Orcs. Savage Orcs with 87 melee attack are going to cleave through these guys. And then a Wah, getting them up to 111. Blightscab's Plague Pack taking a lot of damage, so is Clan Rats. And the Warlord is also in trouble. Big Brain Burst of really nice stuff. The Greenskins are going to get through this area in no time at all. Iked Zap Zap is back online, it looks like, and a Flensing Ruin is cast on this whole area, wounding the Stone Trolls a bit, hitting both the Goblin Big Bosses, but not targeting Wurzag, who's already quite low. If the Warlock Engineer was in range, which he's on the other side of the battle, if he was in range, I think he would have cast that on Wurzag just to get rid of him. Anyway, Blightscab's Plague Pack are about to rout, leaving the Warlord all alone. Effigy to get nets him in place in the middle of buffed up Savage Orcs and buffed up Stone Trolls, and this boy is taking so much fucking damage. All of a sudden, balance power going back to the middle as Greenskins are getting some stuff. Now, both of the Goblin Big Bosses are routing, but so are the Rat Ogres. Like, everything in the middle is routing right now. Warp Lightning Cannons are back online. They're trying to fire into Wurzag, but they get locked up shooting at Squig Herds, like, you know, because Squig Herds are in front of them. Wurzag is knocked over. The cooldowns are decreased, and Savage Orcs wandering away from the fight to chase down Blightscab's Plague Pack. Now they have new orders to get back in there, but they need to stop Iked Zap Zap so that Wurzag can keep firing. Seismic Snares really hurting the Stone Trolls and the Rat Ogres that are still here, doing a lot of damage. The Greenskins are running out of juice, running out of sauce. Meanwhile, a Squig Herd fights the Warlock Engineer. He could be okay. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Wurzag threw a Gaze of Mork at somebody, just trying to get more damage out, but it looks like the Warlord escaped. Yeah, I did. He was firing the Gaze of Mork at him. Warlord's too fast. Nothing the Greenskins have could keep up with him. Stone Trolls routing right next to Slingers probably means they're going to have a hard time coming back because they're walking next to something that is also routing them, so that's a bit rough. Savage Orcs trying to cleave through things. And I have no idea who's winning right now. Every time I look back, I see Stone Trolls routing, but then there's other Stone Trolls that are chilling. The Double Goblin Big Bosses will be safe soon, and they could run down the Warlord, no problem. But, oof. A healthy Stone Troll getting off the map is rough. It could zap. Zap's also gone, though. That could save Warzag a lot of pain. For the Skaven, 1 healthy Slinger, 2 healthy Warp Grinders, half health Warlock Engineer, and then some Clan Rats. Their Warlord's trying to heal up, but I imagine the Goblin double big boss could easily run him down. He has 95 speed, but they have 92. And they need stabbing. Does it slow at all? No, it's just defenses. But still. Warzag has another net, too. Okay, that's going to happen. So Warzag's trying to get close to the Warlord so he can net him in front of these squigs and the Goblin big bosses. Yeah, he's in range. You should net him right now. There it is. And that should be the death of the Warlord. As the Goblins hop on him. There he goes. Greenskin's in the advantage now as the Skaven lose their leadership. Warp Grinders getting attacked by Stone Trolls. They are going to use their Warp Quake, do decent damage to them. And Rat Ogres will try and countercharge. But Savage Orcs are pushing in. Other Stone Trolls are still healing up. And the Skaven just officially lost their Warlords. Their leadership is going to take a nosedive. Clan Rats all around the map are routing. Goblin Big Boss is getting a rear charge over here to help out the Stone Trolls. Should finish these guys off. That'll be that. But a Flensing Ruin onto Wurzag. Is it Overcast? Yes, it's Overcast. That might kill him. At only 2,000 HP, that might actually kill him. And Stone Trolls are routed off by the Slingers plus the Warp Grinders. A nice Brain Burster, though, takes out the Slingers. And the other Warp Grinders are also routing. Wurzag's taken 500 HP in the first third of it. So I don't know, actually. Warlock Engineer is going to get routed off by the Goblin Big Bosses. And then here we go. Is popped onto the Stone Trolls, giving them really nice stats. Can the Rat Ogres and Warp Grinders hold? It looks like no, as the Warp Grinders are fucking off. The Warlock Engineer is holding now, for now, though. Wurzag tries to rally some Stone Trolls, but they rout again. That might shatter them. Yeah, they just shatter. Wurzag stops taking more Flensing Ruin, but he is routing right now from what is left. The Warlock Engineer gets off a quick Warp Lightning, which actually does decent damage to the Goblin Big Boss, but also the Savage Orcs. More Warp Grinders are back. Do they have their cooldowns up? Let's see. It looks like no, as the Savage Orcs get onto them. Now they use the Seismic Snare to net stuff in place, but they're already in melee with the Savage Orcs, so it means they're going to rout. And when they rout, the effect ends. Usually. I thought it ended. Maybe the Warp Quake ends. Don't know. Anyway. For the Skaven, we have some rallying Rat Ogres. We have the Avalanche Mortars near the edge of the map. The Warlock Engineer has 1 leadership, so he's technically still in the fight as Goblin Big Bosses are going to run him down. And some Slingers, I guess? It's not looking good. On the other side, for the Greenskins, we still have double Goblin Big Boss. We have a Stone Troll. 2 Stone Trolls still healing up. But Wurzag's almost off the map. And then, you know, the shoe will be on the other foot, as the Greenskins will lose their precious leadership. Though I think they should be able to survive that. They should. Does Wurzag die? Maybe if the Rat Ogres can kill Wurzag, then they'll be fine. Warlock Engineer, I thought I saw him routing, but I guess not. They need stabbing is popped onto him. If he can get off another Flensing Ruin, he could kill both Goblin Big Bosses, actually. I don't remember. I reviewed this replay a while ago just to see if it was worth casting, and I kept it in the list of cast this. I don't actually remember what happens here. Balance of Power is kind of going back towards the middle as the Warlock Engineer is just draining down these Stone Trolls. Avalanche Mortar's getting in some nice fire, too. Doesn't do too much damage to Trolls, but it does something. There go the Avalanche Mortars. Wurzag is almost off the map, but the Warlock Engineer is about to rout. There goes Wurzag. All the Greenskins take a dip, and the Stone Trolls start routing. All the Stone Trolls start routing. They don't shatter, surprisingly. They don't shatter. Still have some Clan Rats for the Skaven. And the Skaven's leadership should be improving. Yeah, from their Lord is dead. I think the debuff gets a little less intense over time. So the Warlock Engineer is going to rally. He has some Clan Rat Spears. He has some Rat Ogres. He has some other Clan Rats. And the Greenskins are shattering off slowly. Savage Orcs should eventually rally. Stone Trolls are here. They have 1 rout maximum. And the Warlock Engineer has had plenty of time to charge up another Flensing Ruin. Plus, he has the slow Mortis engine of the Warpstone armor. But the balance of power is getting more and more Greenskin favorite, especially as these Stone Trolls are healing up. I'm going to fast forward a little bit as both sides do some regrouping. Do you have a Flensing Ruin? Even Undercast will do, as the Goblins also aren't looking so hot leadership-wise, so if you can just damage them with a Flensing Ruin, that could get them out of here. So the Warlock Engineer has to pair up with his Spears against the Stone Trolls, but oh, the Spears are going to rout on the charge, aren't they? Rat Ogres takes some of the charge to help out. Goblin's leadership is wavering. Warlock is just trying to get into the fight, and I don't see a Flensing Ruin yet, so he probably doesn't have it. Otherwise, he would have cast it by now. There he's casting it way off center. That feels like a mistake, and Army losses hits. I don't know if he was holding it too long or if he was waiting for the last Winds of Magic, but that did need to be cast sooner, unfortunately. Very good game. Goblin Big Boss is not a lot of value, but they did do a lot of good stuff, and I think they're pretty cheap on their wolves with no buffs. Warzag did great. Savage Orcs did great. Stone Trolls did really, really well, all things considered. That's about that. For strat game, his Warlord got sniped out. He was trying to tank through it, but couldn't quite. Warlock Engineer got really good value. Avalanche Mortars did fine. Blightscap's Plague Pack got kind of murdered by Stone Trolls plus Savage Orcs. Ikid Zap was really annoying for Warzag, especially to deal with. Rat Ogres did well. Warp Grinders did pretty darn well. Clan Rats, actually, really good value there. Skaven Slave Slingers paying for themselves. Nice. Roar!
Subscribe, yes, yes.